I'm Sylvia Dana with eXp Realty and also the Sylvia System, and I just wanted to share this information. So I'm going to talk about 5 tips for getting started with kvCore, and this is a kvCore masterclass. And at the end, I will have free gifts for you that you'll be emailed about 20 minutes after the webinar's over. You're going to all get for free my 10 essentials to fast start your kvCore class. It's a 90-minute class broken down into little sections. And I think if everybody took this class, there'd be so much more success with using kvCore. So hopefully you take advantage of that. And then I'm also going to give you my free class bundle that I have in the Sylvia System right now. There's just 2 classes in there, but I might add more to it. So once you take advantage of this, any new classes I add, you will also have access to. You're going to get the 5 tips for using video with kvCore and beyond for free. And you're also going to get my top 5 free marketing strategies for realtors. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. And I hope this is going to help you. The reason that I teach this stuff is because I know that if you start using kvCore and learn how to just do even the basics, you'll be so far ahead of so many other agents and you will help your business. My quick story is that when I started using kvCore, I took a long time to learn all of it. I resisted getting a smart number. I resisted putting my sphere in. I resisted using it as my CRM. I was using another CRM. Even though I was teaching people about kvCore and using it, I wasn't all in with it. And it wasn't until I became all in with it that my business really changed for the better. I am a productive agent. I've capped. My goal is to be icon next within the next 12 months. And I know I'm going to do it because my business has increased so much. And I am very busy. I do a lot of other things besides just real estate. I help agents. An agent asked me the other day, he said, well, if kvCore is so great for you, why are you doing this? And I'm just like, well, it's just, I enjoy it. I still want to do things I enjoy. And so that's why. Okay. So let's go to the first topic, because I promised I was going to share 5 tips for getting started with kvCore. And the first topic is your domain and your branding. What is your URL? First, I'm going to just show you my website. My kvCore website. You'll see at the top here, sylviadana.exprealty.com. This is the URL that was given to me by my brokerage, by eXp Realty. And so when people ask me what a URL is, that's what it is. Just go to the URL window, select it, click on it, and the full URL will appear. https://sylviadana.exprealty.com. So that is just my given domain by eXp Realty. And so you're all assigned a domain by your brokerage when you get kvCore from your brokerage. Now, let's talk about what you could do different with that if you wanted to. Maybe you have a nickname, like maybe you're Nicole, but you go by Nikki. You're Nikki Smith. This could get changed for free with your brokerage. The way that you would do that, those of us who are with eXp Realty, you would email support@exprealty.com. It's going to go to expcloud.com. Is there any non-eXp agents in here, just so that I know if I need to be talking to you too? So support@expcloud.com is a portal for support, and you can submit a ticket, but you can just email support@exprealty.com. But you can just request. Now they're going to tell you that your brokerage will need to approve that change if you want to change it to something like, instead of Nicole Smith, Nikki Smith @exprealty.com. And usually your broker will approve it. It just depends. Okay. So that's something you could do for free. You would want to do that before you created all your links that were going to be out there in the world to drive people back to your website, because what would happen is your domain would actually change. So any links that you have out there already aren't going to work anymore because you're changing your domain. Okay. You could forward a domain. So what you would do is, let's say you have GoDaddy or you have hover.com, a domain provider. This is my GoDaddy account. I also use hover.com, which I actually like quite a bit. And this is my domain settings for sylviasystem.com. I've actually forwarded this. So if I go to manage DNS forwarding, so I forwarded the whole domain, and I might have something a little wrong here. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, see how it says HTTP? It should say, yeah, HTTPS. Actually, that's important. So HTTPS is how it should look. That's important when you're forwarding. I'm actually going to fix that right now. And so what you do is you just change this. Okay, so save. Now you will notice here as well that when I forwarded it to that domain, so that means that my domain, the sylviasystem.mykajabi.com, I could go here to sylviasystem.com and it will forward to that domain. Now you'll notice it's still the original website. Okay, and that's good. You want it like that, actually, if you're going to forward it. And you'll notice when I click on other things like my library or blog, it keeps the domain, the sylviasystem.mykajabi.com/library. Now, one thing I want you to know is this setting, forward only or forward with masking. Never forward with masking. Don't do it. My friend, she was trying to share something from her website and she couldn't. And I was trying to figure out what was wrong. And I realized, oh my gosh, you are forwarding with masking. www.sierranicole.com. Okay, yeah, I think she's still masking. She's still masking, and I told her not to. I want you to see what happens here in the masking. Now notice if I click on sell, for example. So now I'm on her sell page, her sell landing page where people can get their instant home value, but the domain didn't change. What's the problem there? Well, now I can't share that link. I can't share that now. I can't share this. Here's a blog she has. I can't share this blog now because she's masking. So it can really screw you up. Now I could go in here, sierraswartz.exprealty.com. So yeah, I could just go to her actual domain and skip the branded domain altogether. But when you're branding yourself, so she wants to brand herself sierranicole.com and forward people there, that's what she always wants to be able to do. She doesn't want to have to send them here, so just don't forward with masking. Just never do that. That's all you got to do. All right. You can do what's called a vanity domain with kvCore. So let's go to my kvCore dashboard. This is where you would pay $11 extra a month so that you could have your domain built in. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. You go here to marketplace and then you go vanity domain add-on and you add this to kvCore. So if you've already purchased a domain that you want to use, great. What this means is that domain is going to be built into this website. So you can't choose to just forward it somewhere else. It's like now part of your kvCore domain. So what does that look like in real life? Like, let's go to orlandohomesquad.com. orlandohomesquad.com is a team website and they have this branded domain that is a vanity domain. So if I click on search, for example, you'll notice it still maintains orlandohomesquad.com and then the link. Or I click on sell, for example, and it says orlandohomesquad.com/sell. So the vanity domain is actually now part of, it's actually the new URL. There's no more eXp Realty attached to it. And if you choose to do this, change your domain, either change your eXp Realty domain or create a vanity domain. Any links you have out there with your old domain won't work anymore. So just be aware of that, it's fine. Just be aware of it. When you are deciding on your domain, make sure you follow NAR trademark rules. When I first became a realtor and I wanted to get my own WordPress website, I was super excited to get the domain Grand Rapids Realtor. I was like, wow, I am so lucky that I got that domain. How did I get that? Well, I shouldn't have gotten it. As I looked at my trademark rules for the National Association of Realtors, the term realtor is a trademark term. And according to the NAR rules, and you can look this up on NAR, you can't use the term realtor with a location or a description word. So you can't be Grand Rapids Realtor. You can't say best realtor. I see a lot of people like with using hashtags and stuff the solar realtor or, your hometown realtor. And for hashtags, I guess that's fine. I mean, I didn't see anywhere in the trademark rules where it says you couldn't do that in hashtags. I know you can't do it in social media profile titles either, or domains or email addresses. Can't have the term realtor with location word or description word. So be aware of that. And it would apply to Canadian agents too, even though you're not members of NAR, it's still a trademarked thing. Also, your brokerage branding rules, be careful. You can't have expagent.com because EXP is trademarked with EXP and you can't put that in your domain or your email addresses. And even your social media profiles can't have eXp Realty in your social media profile titles. In your descriptions, in your usernames, absolutely. In your bios, absolutely, but just not in the social media titles, email addresses, or domains. Okay, and then finally, should you get a separate website? Should you get a WordPress website separate from your kvCore? Maybe I have one, sylviadana.com, and I also am building WordPress websites for people. I have a team to do it because a lot of people want a website that looks like mine, sylviadana.com. And so you can check it out, sylviadana.com. And so we've created a template that looks like it a little bit, only different, individual to each agent. For this one, it looks beautiful and it's got all the stuff that she wants on it. And it links to kvCore. So if somebody clicks on what's your home worth, it's going to go to our kvCore website. Okay. So the IDX, all the listings and stuff aren't searchable directly on her website, her WordPress website. It just links it to. So like if I go find my dream house, it's going to take me to her kvCore website. That's something that you could do. You just take a website, build it yourself or have somebody do it and just link it. Okay. Or you can take it a step further and spend a lot of money, but I'm into not spending a ton of money personally. It does help with your SEO to have a separate website. This is another type of WordPress website we do, by the way. Next, I want to talk about your MLS. Are you a member of more than one MLS? So here is the situation for EXP agents. We were one of the first brokerages, or I think we were the first brokerage to use kvCore specifically. And when it was set up, it was kind of just set up not quite right. And so the process and the technical part of it is not quite where it needs to be. And what that means for us is that if we are in more than one MLS, we have to actually get an additional domain. Now, again, it's not going to be like that forever. Eventually, hopefully by the end of the year or by Q1 next year, from our websites, we'll be able to search the whole state from our own websites. Okay, but that is not the case currently. So let me tell you about multiple domains. If you wanted to promote listings and generate leads and provide searchable property listings for an additional MLS, then you'd have to go here to the marketplace and purchase the EXP templated website add-on. And I think it's like $14 extra a month. And so I have that. So you'll notice on mine, what I've done is I've linked my two websites together. So, and it doesn't come like this for you. You have to do it or pay somebody to do it. So my primary MLS is in West Michigan. It's called Mishrick. And I'll just show you what that area covers. So it covers all of West Michigan. I mean, quite a bit. But I also wanted to have Northwest Michigan. So what I did is just put another search menu item here to Northwest Michigan properties. This is actually taking people to an completely different domain, completely different website. Okay, so you'll notice my domain has changed to northwestmichigan.exprealty.com. My other domain is sylviadana.exprealty.com. Now, I do have access to both domains from one login. So you have one kvCore login, one agent profile, one set of campaigns, one CRM, but you have actually two different domains or multiple domains if you have more than one. So right now I'm looking at sylviadana kvCore.exrealty.com, and I can search for the other ones I have. Okay, and so that's how it has to be right now. Kind of a drag, but that is what it is. Now for other people, what I've done, Monica, what she's done, she's in two different MLSs. One's Georgetown near Austin, and one's just the Austin area. And so what she's done is has these different widgets, and each widget goes to one or the other MLS. And then she's got the drop down of areas she serves, and they go to one or the other MLS depending on the city. So that's how we set it up for her. So there's options. Let's talk about teams. Now, maybe you're just a solo agent like I am, and you have an individual kvCore account. But maybe you have brought on people into your brokerage or into EXP if you're an EXP agent, and sometimes you generate leads and you want to share those leads with somebody. So I have done that. So I have done that, and I have marked them as the person's name. So I can find here where it says shared with Caitlin Laurel, I can find all the leads I shared with another agent that I'm trying to help out and give leads to. You do that by going to more actions and share contact. Now I can still see everything that's happening with this person. In fact, any communications still come directly from me. When there's an email sent, when there's a text message sent, it comes from my smart number. It comes with my signature. However, Caitlin can take this contact and work with them. If I'm comfortable, once I'm comfortable with her just taking over the lead completely, then I can transfer the lead out of my system. Otherwise, you're just going to use it as a solo agent and not have a team and not work with other agents, and that's fine. It kind of works for what I was just sharing, that works for referring somebody too. If let's say you have somebody in your CRM and then you want to refer them to somebody, you can just transfer it to any other agent in your brokerage, anywhere that's using kvCore. And transfer the lead right to them, and then get the referral fee if you ask for the referral fee. So that's something. Now, maybe you're a self-organized team. So maybe I could be a team leader, but I just have my own self-organized team. I don't have a team platform in kvCore. I have an individual account. All the agents I work with have individual accounts. I could do exactly what I did, what I showed you there, and just share leads with other people. And then I give them hashtags of who I shared them with. Okay, so that I know who did I share this lead with in my system. And you could do the same thing, or again, just transfer them completely out. Or let's say that agent quits, you can manage the sharing and remove them as an editor and share it with somebody else. Now, maybe you're a domestic team. Maybe you're you and your spouse. Maybe you're either in EXP Realty as a domestic team where you have like one cap, one kvCore account. You're almost seen as one agent, one SkySlope account, and you're a domestic team. Or maybe you're a domestic team, but you still have your individual things. You each have your own cap. You didn't come into EXP like a domestic team, and you don't want to change to a domestic team for whatever reason. Then you can still have one of your kvCore accounts either way, branded as a domestic team. So let's look at, so this is lavabird.real estate. They're a domestic team, and they actually have this. Lavabird.real estate is actually a vanity domain as well. So they've just branded themselves as a husband and wife team. They got their picture here, Jerry and Anya. The Leonard Group.exprealty.com. So they have changed their domain, their EXP Realty domain, to the Leonard Group.exprealty.com, and the broker approved that. They do not have a vanity domain they're paying extra for. And they are branding themselves as a husband and wife team. So that is an option. Or you can order the team platform with kvCore, and it's like $400 extra a month for the team add-on. And what's nice about that is you get a team domain, and then you have subdomains. So let's look at a team website. This is Marianne Huish. I can never say her name, but nice lady. So MarianneHuish.com. This is her team domain. You've got the meet the team roster. These are people on the team. And so if I click on Alicia, for example, it's actually going to take me to her subdomain, Alicia's own website. So this is Alicia's website, but you'll notice everything that was done on the team website has transferred over, has affected Alicia's website as well. So it still looks like the same team, the same group, but this is her own domain. The team leader herself also has her own subdomain. You can, as a team platform, you can have up to 3 different MLSs. So you will notice for Marion, she's actually got Lake Tahoe area, which is one MLS, Reno, Nevada, which is a separate MLS, and Washington, D.C. Metro, which is a whole other MLS, obviously. So you can have up to 3 that's all connected to one account. So you'll see if I scroll down to the bottom, it says what MLS is connected. And because she's in a team, she can have up to 3 without having to have a separate domain as an EXP agent. Now, again, for non-EXP agents, they don't have to go through what we have to go through for now because they were set up later with different thinking and more experience, but we'll get there. It's like untying a knot is what's happening. Social media, a lot of people ask me, do I have to have my social media set up before I kind of get going with kvCore? No, you don't have to have any of your social media set up before you set up your kvCore or get going with kvCore. But if you want to get leads and you want to start getting some free leads, or you want to boost your own posts for like $5 as opposed to $60 using kvCore Property Boost, if you want to be able to do things like that and have an online presence, you're going to want to eventually set up your social media. And the most important one is having a Facebook business page. So here's Joelle's Facebook business page. We do these setups too, by the way. The Sylvia system does. She's got her banner and she's got a welcome post and all her information. You know, she's got posts happening every day. But what's nice about this, if she meets somebody at the movies in line and they talk about real estate and she hands them her card or just mentions her name, if somebody goes in to Google and Googles her and says, well, who is this Joelle realtor in Maryland? And they type it into Google and they will find her by her Facebook business page, probably more than anything. And so you definitely want to have that for your online presence because people will Google you. And if you want to get found, have a Facebook business page. Instagram business, what's nice about this is if you are posting from Instagram or you're posting from Facebook, they can talk to each other. So whatever you post on Instagram can also go to your Facebook business page and vice versa. And so that can be handy because then you kind of can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. But let's say I was going to post something. I have my Instagram because Facebook owns Instagram now. So it's just so much easier for them to talk to each other. I can click a button and say, yes, share this to Instagram too. Or if I'm on my Instagram, I'm out and about and I have coffee at a cute little new coffee place downtown Grand Rapids. And I think everybody should see me downtown promoting a new business. Then I could put it on my Instagram, but also post it to Facebook as well. So what you can do is go into your settings and link the accounts, link your Instagram business account to your Facebook business account. Let's say these are the top 2. Then another super important one that so many people don't do is Google My Business. So Google My Business, you can just even go in here and type in Google My Business. But first I'm going to show you if I Google myself. If I just type in Sylvia Dana, there, this is my Google My Business page. This is what pops up. That comes from my Google My Business page. So really, no matter where you are in the world, that if you all typed in Sylvia Dana, and then maybe if you, since you're in a different area, if you typed in, you might have to type in realtor as well to get this at the top, but it's probably going to be there. And you'll see kind of how much of my own digital space I own with just my name. It is important to have these things set up. And those are the most important. LinkedIn, I think, is important too for professionally. And then you can blog to your kvCore account. You can blog to it. And when you blog to your kvCore account, then you can take those blogs and you can share them on social media as well, which can help. So like I did this one, how to qualify for a VA loan. I can see there's been 153 views of this. I posted it in June 7th and 153 people have viewed this blog. So that's pretty cool. So I just have a little thing, how to qualify for it and how to contact my preferred lender. So that's pretty neat. So you do, you could take this link right here. This is a link that I could share on social media now. Okay, so those are what you want to do for your social media. And do you have to do it right now, this minute? No, but make it a goal. Finally, your smart number, the smart number in kvCore. What is it? Well, in kvCore, you're assigned to one. What is sent from the smart number? Well, any text messages from campaigns or behavior alerts. And if you send a text manually. So if I go here into Kathy, for example, if I click send text, when this gets sent to her, it's going to come from my smart number or from a campaign. So if I go in here to my marketing and I look at any of my campaigns, okay, Sphere homeowner. Okay. Here's a text that goes out, Sphere text message. I can see what it's going to say, but this is going to come from the smart number. Behavior alerts. This is something, you know, that I want you to let happen because they actually work. So don't turn them all off. But what happens is if right now, by default, anybody who's an active lead, new lead, prospect, or Sphere, by default, anybody that's listed as one of these kind of status types in your CRM, if they do any of these things on your website, they come to the site after 2 weeks of not visiting the website. They visit the site 5 times in the last week. If they do any of these things, they're going to get either an email, but if there's a phone number, they're going to get a text instead. And where is it going to come from? It's going to come from the smart number. I will tell you that I lived for 2 years without getting a smart number, and I'm still here to tell you about it. Let's learn more about the smart number so you can help make your decision. So I'm going to go here to lead engine and call capture. And you'll see if you go to lead engine call capture, it'll tell you if you have an agent smart number or an office smart number. An agent smart number means you're paying $27 extra a month to get your own personal smart number, which I am. Okay. Or if you aren't, it's going to say your office or perhaps company smart number, and it'll tell you what your company smart number is. That means whoever calls this number, if somebody calls that number, it's going to get round robin. Or if they text the number, it could feasibly get round robin. But I have always done these text codes, and you'll see this smart number 947. That's all the codes I did before I had my own smart number. So like I created this custom code home. Using the shared smart number. And what's nice about that is nobody else using that number could also create that same code. It was unique. So anytime you create a custom code, even if you're using the smart number, the office smart number, the shared one, if you create a custom code, nobody else can duplicate that same code using that smart number. So if you wanted to create the custom code home, for example, and you were able to do that using the smart number, and you said, hey, text home to this number to get this information, either about this listing or about, you know, to get your instant home value or whatever it is you wanted to create in the call capture. So in this case, it was an MLS ID number. Or I could have done it with a message instead. Either way, and it'll work. But if somebody calls the number, then you're kind of, you know, then you're in trouble possibly. And so it wasn't until February of 2020 when I decided to get my own smart number. And those of you who ever followed me, you know this story, but Dennis Powers, he changed my life because he was a Google lead I got from my Google ad to get seller leads. And he got a text message from me saying, hey, I've been showing my clients a few places near you. Would you consider selling your home? And he replied back, yes, I'm thinking about it. I didn't see that. And then guess what? Shortly after he got that message, he called. It says Dennis Powers called this other guy, not me, but nobody answered. And I didn't catch that till the next morning. And so I was able to call him and I had the listing appointment and everything was fine, but that changed my life. Okay. I decided I could spend $27 extra a month getting my own smart number, and I'm not worrying about that anymore because I was using kvCore at such a high level now. And had put all my Sphere in there now, it didn't make sense for me not to have my own smart number anymore. And I'm like, well, it costs $27 for me to take myself to dinner. So fine, I'll do it. So if you want to do that, you go to Marketplace and get the smart number add-on. I don't want title companies or, you know, vendors, lenders calling the number because they're going to come in as a new buyer lead then. So you just want to have the number in here so that people that are working with you on your website, like, consumers from the website can call that number, and that's fine because it's going to come right to your cell phone, but you don't want to put it in your email signature. You don't want to put it on your business cards for other agents to call you and now they come in as a new buyer lead, because it's call capture. Okay, it's lead capture. The last thing I want to go over is, how to get set up. So somebody had mentioned that they did that agent success series, that 4-week thing or whatever, and maybe it was good. I've actually never been able to take it because I can't do it, and I think that I started learning kvCore before kvCore even had that stuff, so I just had to force myself to learn it. But it's there. You have your kvCore training in the you support chat and learning portal. It's there. Your brokerage, it might provide you the training as well. I know in eXp Realty, we have a couple trainings a week. There's also like Q&As and tech support. There's a lot of great support articles in our eXp Realty tech support articles. I have a DIY guide and my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has tons of free training of all kinds of things that you can check out, but you will be getting an email later today with the link to my DIY guide if you need it. I do have also my Genie in a Bottle and my Summer Jam on Demand series, where you can actually set yourself up from beginning to end and learn more and more and more in an on-demand kind of way. And you do pay for that. And then I have my setup service, which includes my team, setting you up and on-demand training as well to get you going. So I just want to point these things out to you. You'll be getting links in about an hour after the webinar, where you can look at my setup package. It's $279, and for what we do for $279 is just kind of ridiculous. I know I offer the most comprehensive and the most affordable setup out there, and we do the most. And we're going to set up the website, create lead generating links for you, install drip campaigns, custom campaigns for you, and provide both on-demand training as well as live Q&As that I offer up to once a week and at a variety of times, and those are exclusive to those who purchased the setup. That's just the basic setup. If you wanted to also see what add-ons are available, you can click here to review the add-ons, and you can see there's individual products or combo packages, and you can kind of go through here. We do a custom newsletter template. We do custom widgets. We also offer an intro video editing, a Facebook business page setup, and WordPress websites. So you can scroll down here. This is the Presto kvCore setup package, and then the add-ons. So I recommend everybody get this, because then you can get any other add-on you want. The intro video, you don't have to have gotten the Presto kvCore setup package. And if you wanted to do a WordPress website, you wouldn't have to either. It's just easier. And you'll get more if we've done that already, because we've already set up so many things that needed to get set up for the rest of this stuff to be successful. If you have already purchased a Presto kvCore setup from me, but you just want the latest and greatest, because we've tweaked it and updated it as time goes on, we keep doing it. If you just want the latest and greatest, or you're now using a different primary MLS because you moved, as long as you still have the same kvCore account, then you can get the refresh of the Presto setup, the full Presto setup, for just $150 if you're a repeat customer, essentially. Different packages you could get, or pairs or combinations you can check out. But if you wanted to get an add-on, you just weren't ready yet, just get the regular Presto kvCore setup package, and you can also always do an add-on later. All right, so in about an hour, you'll get a link to all this stuff. Well, again, thanks so much for joining me. Your free gifts are on their way. Check it out. Take advantage of those, especially my 10 Essentials to Fast Start Your kvCore class, and the free class bundle you get, which is also super helpful. Thanks so much for joining me, and have a great day.